Things are about to get really weird on this week's Playback as we go through two alternate timelines in the Resistance and the Resistance Avalon.
That's right, one takes place in the mystical past and one in the dystopian future, but both involve intrigue, paranoia, and betrayal. I'm Jonathan Estes.
I'm Will Keeler, and this is Roll for Crit Playback.
Welcome, fellow members of the Resistance. As you know, we gather here today because some people in our midst are traitors.
Gotta go.
Jonathan, Chaplain, would you like to lead us off?
Thank you, Monsignor. Everyone at the table must follow my instructions for the next 20 seconds. Close your eyes. Every single person, close your eyes right now. Now, two of us have been dealt a red spy card of evil because we're evil red spies. The two spies right now, and no one else, must open their eyes and acknowledge each other and look so that they know who they are.
And also at the camera.
Sure, either way, whatever makes you happy. Once that is done, two red spies, close your eyes. Everyone else's eyes remain closed, and then everyone can open their eyes at the same time. And that's all there is to it.
And now all your wallets are gone.
We need to stop the evil robotic empire from trying to take over. And to do that, we have to send out some troops first, initially, to get some recon.
So
this is a recon mission.
Okay, scouting party.
All right,
So who's on it?
Who's your team?
So I think Ivan and Greg should be on this team.
2, 3. Ty goes to no?
I think it has to be majority.
My mission is we are to look for fresh water.
Okay, thank you. I like it. Keep it simple.
No, we need to have like a trilogy set up here.
I like how we don't only reject the teams, we reject the entire mission.
Fresh water? Nope.
You can choose to choose scout.
I'm gonna choose myself, and it's 2, right?
Yeah.
2.
Myself and Jonathan.
Okay.
And I don't know.
No way, that's a spy.
What is that little writing right there?
I'm a spy.
Darn it!
Alright, so he proved it, so you guys go in.
Okay. Now shuffle them up, Ivan, and deal them out in the center.
So everyone can see.
Oh, that was not dramatic at all, but
Oh,
okay.
Jesus.
Who was in it again? Who was it?
Me
These
and the
two.
spy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you son of a man! Oh.
That's okay. It's only the first round.
Oh, you bald.
Look, I'm telling you right now.
I was right.
Just don't put either of us on a team.
What do you viewers think?
Alright, now we're gonna pause, wait for viewer comments, and
Wouldn't be my strategy.
So
to
next
fail
one,
the first mission.
we don't have them in it.
Right, it'll be
So pick yourself
what is the
and
mission?
2 other good people.
It'll be myself, Greg, and Willie.
What is your mission?
Tonight,
see this?
our mission.
After I tried
Next
to give it a
time.
good
I'm sorry,
Next
do you
time.
see
Alright,
the
fine.
beard?
He's even wearing a blue shirt. These
You
two.
look-
Guys,
Beards too.
I'm just gonna say, there are 2 people with beards here.
You have a sort of beard.
Yeah, but not full on, it's more like 5 o'clock shadow.
Anyway,
Pick a side.
our mission is one of our agents,
I'm a silent sympathizer.
Agent Cosmo, has been infiltrated. Has infiltrated. We need to get him back. The bone
There's
treasury.
a bone? Oh, because it's a dog. I thought it was
Viewers, Cosmo is a dog.
a weird HR geeker thing. Okay. Remember,
Wow.
Alright.
You're all fools.
it's very likely that team has
At least one
spy
spy.
on it.
Yeah, I know for a fact it does.
Because you are one?
No.
Oh, yeah.
If I was one, then I would know that there wasn't a spy on that team.
Goes.
It's gonna fail.
One success.
I'm going to hurt this team if
Although,
I save my
if
dog.
someone's smart,
2
they would
success.
pass it. If they were smart, they would pass it to make it look
3
like I was.
success.
Yeah,
We
see?
This is
Neil
Cosmo!
can't win, or Neil wins no matter what. He's right.
And 3 fails.
All right, 1 for 1.
So now I'm the only person who knows for sure that out of you 3, that one of you is a spy.
Wait, how do you know that for sure?
Because
he's
I'm not a
claiming he's
spy.
Wait, but I don't know. How does that help
Why
you?
can't?
Because I know there was a spy
He's
there,
lying about
and
being
then
a
there's
spy,
there.
or
But
he's
it's
telling the
possible
truth.
that both of us are spies.
It's
We're going to bomb the bomb, so they don't have bombs. So but we have bombs, but we use the bombs, so no one has bombs.
We're taking out their ammunition.
Yes. So I'm nominating me, Alice, Neil, Will. You two can, well,
Sit it out.
yeah. That's the polite way of saying it.
I know for a fact that Ivan is the spy, and that means there's there's another spy in between those four.
Jonathan,
Yes.
while it is
a
technically
regular
possible,
If you are
It's
not
annoying,
the spy,
like,
you should.
technically it is possible that the two of them were the spies that did that.
Yeah.
But I don't think, no offense to both of you, I don't think the two of you are coordinated enough to pull that off. The problem is we need 4 people, so even if we, like, this is...
Well, I'm vetoing it because I'm next, and I think that I'm right. Therefore, I'll be able to pick better.
How many
You're
times can
such
we
a
get out before we
spy.
I'm being totally honest with you.
go? How many times?
Yeah, but I was being honest too. But you don't. You.
I don't believe that.
Yeah,
You know how
exactly.
you can tell he's a spy? He's the red light glowing from behind him.
Wait, which one is? No, it's this.
Greg.
Wow.
Well then.
No one trusts you.
Wow.
I'm sorry, the spy put in a no. That's weird.
Well, no, this means that definitely there's a spy in it because Jonathan's the only one who said no. And technically, if we were the good guys, both spies would have said no. Right?
What?
Does that make
Look,
sense?
you can reason it out however you
Well,
want.
like I said, no, Neil, like I said, that means these two are the spies. That requires the two of them to somehow perfectly coordinate.
No, but
telling you, there
I'm
is
saying,
at least one
I'm
spy in
yeah,
that
I'm
group.
saying that we basically know there is a
I'm
spy
not in that
for a
group.
fact.
You're still a spy!
Our first one is success.
This is how you do it.
Our second one, success.
I thought he was like, wait, another pile?
Our third, success. And our fourth, fail.
Damn it!
Damn
I was
it.
actually so excited. I was like, wait, did the two of them actually coordinate? We pulled this off?
It would have been pretty amazing for non-spies if that was actually
Alright, so
Okay,
can I be honest? I think it's these two.
true. You and Alice?
No, these two. No.
I think
Wait, it's perfect. They're wearing blue, of course. They're trying too
The
hard.
perfect disguise. Why? Why do you think it's them two?
Well, he hasn't been saying anything, and she hasn't been saying anything.
That's true. Alice is usually the quiet.
Yeah,
Because I
sneaky
still
one.
think. I know it's Jonathan. But I don't know who the other one is. I'm going to say it's Jonathan and Neil.
That's cute.
It's not me.
Well, I'm the leader, so
You would pick you,
that's a good start.
and then 2 more people. You could pick me because I've been very vocal about being good, and I'm. Very,
I don't trust
I'm
you.
not coordinated, okay? And then you would pick one
I
other
think
person
you
who is on the other
contest
team. You
too
can't
much.
pick Ivan.
I'm not
Mind
picking
you,
Ivan.
Ivan.
may I remind you the team that won was myself, Willie, and Greg.
That's true. That's true.
But the spy could have also just, put a
Well,
success.
True,
you
we
went
never
into
know.
our newest group.
That's true.
All
and
right,
it failed.
I'm choosing-
And I understand that. You don't have to pick
I'm
me.
making a declaration.
Go ahead.
It's Jonathan
For
and
our
Neil.
final team.
Go ahead.
Me, Greg, and Willie.
I like that because I get more information from this.
Well, keep in mind if
right,
if
Oh
I'm
no!
wrong,
If it fails, oh
if
no!
I'm wrong, then the game is over.
Oh, no.
So you need to keep that in mind. This
Oh.
is a make or break.
You're right.
Yeah, well, no matter what group we have, is going to be make or break.
Okay, ready,
Okay.
set, go.
All right, does not go through.
All right, I'm choosing the team that passed.
Go for it. Let's see what happens. It's gonna fail, but.
It
Wow.
passed.
What?
I'm trusting you guys.
It's these
I
two
tried.
guys.
I tried.
I'm trusting you
Spies
guys.
like us.
Wow.
Success.
No!
You
Was
were
that
evil.
you?
Willie was evil.
It's Batman the Steak.
Wow.
I love how right in the beginning too, we're like, we're Batman the Steak, we can't be the bad guys, and then we ended up.
The heads of the table.
Yeah, the chaplain in the.
I love when Neil is like, I think it's those two.
And you two, you two seem to be against each other.
The Resistance, the game that started it all
The
for this.
game that started it
di-
all.
what do they call it? Their dystopian series.
Correct.
Very unique and original.
Whatever they call it. Of course, now it involves Avalon and Coup and Coup G54 and
One Night Resistance.
right, all those other things. But Resistance really is the. I want to use the word quintessential because I love saying it.
It is.
The quintessential party hit and roll game. Well, perhaps that would be better assigned to Werewolf or Mafia, but this is sort of the gamer version, as I see it, of Werewolf or Mafia. and it's one that we've played many times. One of my favorite games for certain. And what we're going to do is first we're going to just talk about the Resistance, the original base game. We're going to get to Avalon later on, but there's something about it that is so effective, and we love Battlestar Galactica, which is another game with hidden roles, but it's also a very meaty, deep, complicated experience. What's great about the Resistance is it really distills that sensation of someone hiding among your group or being the spy hiding in the group down to a bite-sized experience, but doesn't lose any of the tense feeling of it.
Yeah, but you don't hate everyone afterwards.
That depends.
Well, not as long as Battlestar.
Not like Battlestar, but there have been, especially like I feel like now we've played this so much that we're kind of used to it. We kind of know the drill. But like definitely when our gaming group first got started playing this, there was some anger because you can feel pretty betrayed, especially when people are convincing and convince you that they're your friend and they are not.
Like you on a regular basis.
Yeah, like I almost did. I don't remember if I did it in the first game or the second game, but I tried to do it. Well,
for this Resistance, you and I were the spies, which was actually really funny because before recording this, we both said we can't possibly be the spies. Look at our shirts. We're the Sting and
Batman.
And Batman. And sure enough, we were just like, yeah.
And I love that too because we both looked at each other just like, yep, this is good. This is good.
Also, because at least for me, it is a tradition for me usually to blame Jonathan as the spy. Not even like because I have information. It's just because he's the spy.
We almost always antagonize each other. Yeah, and so there's some stuff. Now the version that we played in this video technically, I think it was actually a mix of components from the first and now it's the third edition of the Resistance. The newer one is the bigger red box, and they revised some of the components a little bit. They're all essentially the same thing.
It's what we had.
Yeah, and so again, they're essentially the same thing, but I think it's interesting to know. There used to be plot cards. I don't think they have that anymore. The first version had plot.
Yeah, I remember when we played them. I really didn't like them.
It was sort of like different abilities you had in between turns. You could play a card to look at someone's card or something.
Right. No, it was.
They always seemed kind of either like too powerful or not powerful enough, or just boring to use.
Sometimes it's just confusing.
So yeah, we usually did not. We usually just avoid those altogether. And
I missed the one thing you didn't see, and we tried finding it. We couldn't. It was an app we used to have.
Oh yeah. We used to use an app,
which is really nice for the
for
cards.
Voting.
Because if you notice, we had to do this.
Not for voting, for choosing whether the mission fails or succeeds.
Yeah, mostly because this tended to happen a lot when we started the game.
Right.
Is to be like, okay, give your card you want to give me to me. Give the card you don't want to someone else.
Or people not understanding that they're not allowed to fail a mission. If they're not a spy.
Oh no! I think the best is when someone decided to shuffle and we're like,
oh yeah. So there's that, and there's also it's a pretty simple game, but what's really great about it is the meta game where you start changing your strategies up for what do you pay attention to, and who do you vote for, and how do you make an alliance, and if you're the spy, do you fail the first mission, second mission?
Not only that, if you are knowing your fellow spy, do you try to out him so you seem more safer?
Right.
Like, how do you two coordinate if you're both on the same team? Like the one time when you were with another spy, like, what did you do?
Yeah,
you tapped him.
That's the tough thing is when there's So if you're both spies and there's only two people on the mission, for me that's really the hardest part of the game, because you can't communicate and you want it to fail, but if both of you put a fail in, that's bad. But if neither of you put a fail in, that might also be bad. So and
the other thing is you also can't make like, okay, remember spies, tap your ear.
Right.
Because then everyone's going to be like, who's touching their ear?
So one time we were playing this, and one of our friends, we were both spies on the mission. He was right next to me, and he tapped my foot or something. He tapped my foot, which I assumed meant he wants me to play. I was like, okay, man, it's totally cheating, by the way, really. I was like, okay, I'm going to put in the fail card. And he also put in the fail card.
Why is that cheating?
Well,
like I said, you can touch your ear. It's just if someone catches you, it's very obvious.
I think it's, but there was no way someone could catch us. Well, I guess it's not cheating because I had no idea what he was talking about.
Yeah, I would say texting would be
right,
like because you're trying.
If you're passing a note, then yeah, that's
you're hiding it.
It's little. I'm sure some people would agree it's beyond the spirit of the game.
But I think it's within because you have to try to non-verbally communicate with your partner, and I think that's fair game. And as we can see, it failed. It's proof enough that it's not cheating. I think. It's not overpowered.
So, do you want to, before we continue talking, get to the Avalon portion of the game?
I think let's see what's happening in our alternate timeline.
Welcome, fellow knights and ladies. As you can see, Arthur has gathered us here and using Merlin's magic, allowing us to talk to each other, but has also hidden our identities because he has to hide himself from the traitors that are amongst us. So, before we begin, our chaplain here will begin our ritual ceremony. So, chaplain.
Thank you, Monsignor. Everyone is going to put their fists out like this with your thumbs clearly down, and then close your eyes. If you are a bad, evil, red person, there are again 2 bad, evil, red people, minions of Mordred, if you will, then the 2 of you must now open your eyes. You can put your thumbs up if you want. You don't have to. Just look at each other and know that you're both bad, evil people.
But, we're nice, so we won't look.
Now, the 2 bad people, put your thumbs up, clearly up, and nobody else. And if you are Merlin, only Merlin, open your eyes and observe the 2 evil thumbs before you. The thumb of Merlin and the thumb of Morgana will be raised. And if you are Percival, and Percival only, Percival, open your eyes and observe those thumbs. One of those thumbs belongs to Merlin. The other is the thumb of Morgana. You don't know which is which.
We need to rethatch the roof on every...
We're helping civilians. I like this.
We're helping the civilians by
this is
rethatching the roofs.
This is good.
On the peasants' homes.
But who will be joining in?
My main thatchers, Sir Neil, and my jester, Jonathan.
You can pick yourself as a reminder.
That's fine.
Okay.
That's interesting. Why didn't you pick yourself?
Well, Neil
Because he wants to
I wanna
gain
know
information.
You picked a jester to help you?
Yes.
Neil was a spy last time, so I don't trust him.
I have a little bit of trouble trusting Jonathan. But
Yeah,
what else?
It's a different game.
Listen, I just need thatchers.
You weren't even a spy last time.
Guys, hear me out.
Yeah, you were the goddamn spy last time.
The mind game already begun.
That's a tough one.
3.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
All right, no roofs.
No roofs.
I don't
Alright.
think that's the plural of roof.
I would-
Roofs?
I think it's just roofs.
If I may.
It's true.
No,
Is it?
roofs.
All right.
Like, it's like fungi, alright?
Fungus?
Is it?
Roofs. It's exactly like fungi.
You're
All
right.
right. All right, my friends. Queen Guinevere has given me a sacred task. Apparently, Arthur needs a specific potion. We must gather the ingredients and give it to Merlin. On this sacred task, I entrust myself, and I entrust Sir Neil.
3.
I think the
Alright.
mission goes
Passes.
through. Sir Neil?
I don't know.
I didn't know what you were doing for a second. I got really scared.
Okay. Oh, no, that's your roll card. Okay.
All right, my friends.
Shuffle.
'Tis a suspenseful moment, is it not?
It is not.
Middling.
It
Neil,
ain't.
I count on you. It is a success. And a success.
Nailed it.
So we know the spy.
Sorry.
We know the spy didn't decide not to fail this one.
Right.
Now
Good
that's
call.
interesting.
Good call,
Wait,
spies.
who rejected this?
These 2, Greg
Yep.
and Will.
No, that's
These 3 are spies.
Sir Greg.
I should not be trusted with this level of responsibility.
Sir Greg of the old Gregs.
Sir
You
Greg.
have to choose
Pick
3
three.
people.
Sir Greg of the old Gregs.
again.
And yourself.
Well, you both
I
passed the
guess.
first one.
And myself.
Huh. Okay. Alright.
I feel like that's as good a bet as we're gonna get between any.
I guess.
I still
1,
think
2,
it's a...
3.
It goes forward.
Wow.
Willie.
That's
Only
surprising.
dissenter.
Ladies and gentlemen, silence in the halls of Camelot. That's where this is
Need
set.
some water?
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
Okay, so the first is Success.
Success!
Okay.
Yeah, we got this.
We just need to.
The
come
second.
Come on, guys.
Which one do you put that in?
Success.
Yeah.
And the third. Oh,
No! What bastard!
Wow, everybody.
You're gonna have digitally put.
Well,
it
that's
on
true.
one.
He is the one on that mission that wasn't on the one they. But that's a perfect opportunity.
Yeah,
for
that's
both
why
of
I
them.
think they both passed it. They're both spies. And they're like, this is great. Now I can put blame on him.
That's true. Because
As far as we know, you're both spies. Again.
I'm definitely
Other
picking
people.
me.
I bet you're
I feel
both
like 4
spies.
for 6.
I'm not a
Means
spy.
a lot of people.
Our mission.
Maybe you're right. Maybe it's Ivan or even Alice.
There's a hole in my bucket, and we need to patch it up.
All right, who are you
I
choosing?
thought it was her bucket.
Yeah, yeah.
No, it's mine.
There's a hole in your bucket.
Okay,
Dear
I'm picking
Liza,
me.
dear Liza.
Who hasn't been on a mission yet? You haven't been on one. Neither of you.
I've been on one.
Freaking
So I don't think
spy.
Greg. was.
Greg has not been on a mission.
I have not been on one.
So who's on the team?
I still feel like those two are the least trustworthy, just in any scenario.
What's
True.
Wait, which
It's
two?
these 4.
Ivan and Alice.
Oh yeah, same. Yeah.
The
I
names both start with vowel sounds. Weird.
No, yeah, that's-
suspicious.
There's still a chance that there's definitely
at least
one
one.
guy, especially because I'm in this.
Well,
there might
if-
even be 2.
If
But
this
I know
passes,
I'm good.
then we'll know that you aren't one, and then we'll be able to narrow it down to the 2 of them.
I
What do you mean?
I still think it's Willie or Neil.
Since you're on the mission and they're not.
I think the best thing to do would be put me and Alice and you and one other person. So you know that we succeeded the first time. So
That's
there's
true.
a higher chance that we're good. You know that you're good if you're good. You know you're good.
What if John's a spy?
Well, I mean,
Actually, that's great.
we
The two of them could be talking.
Yeah,
Brilliant. I'm sorry, I don't trust this. Oh,
I
well,
think it passes.
I guess it passes.
I mean, it
I don't blame you at all.
I hope so.
Success.
Success?
Success.
Success?
And
Yeah.
there it is. And the other one was a success.
I knew this had a bad vibe to it.
So it's. I didn't give me much information. Well, okay.
Wait,
so
who
you were
was on
basing
that?
it on.
These 2 and these 2. So I think it pretty much shows Ivan's not nearly as possibly bad.
No, well, that's meaningless.
I think-
I don't think that says anything about that situation.
Because this is the Hail Mary sort of right now.
No,
so
it is. Yes.
I'm trying to decide who's bad.
Oh,
and
they
who's good.
have.
I think Neil and Alice are safe bets.
For spies.
No, for good guys.
Oh.
if you're confident
Well, then you
in
know
yourself,
what you're
you
saying.
can give it
Then
to
you're
me,
saying
Neil
either
and I.
you are a bad guy or Willie's a bad guy.
I'm not
That is
confident.
what
Yeah.
That's fair.
I think Willie's biding his time.
I think
It's just-
Greg.
No.
He hasn't done anything.
I know. I'm just kidding.
Alright.
I think Neil's talking too much.
I talk too much all the time.
Yeah, that's true. Though a lot of what he's saying is rational.
I will say, to be fair, Neil is usually
Quiet.
he always seems suspicious.
That's true.
You are generally nervous.
I am.
I think that's
because I'm
it.
excited because I like playing games.
Actually-
okay? I love games.
I'm gonna
It's
put
true.
Ivan on this.
Don't you love games?
So everyone vote.
You disagreed with your own choice?
I wanted to see everyone's votes.
Okay, that's fair.
That's why I put
He's
him
trying
on the
to
team.
flesh something out. I don't know what.
Well,
I don't know why,
Ivan
though.
was the only one to approve of that one.
So I'm putting myself.
So does anything happen with that? This.
I'm putting.
It moves up to 2.
I'm putting Alice,
Alright.
and I'm gonna put. I really don't have a lot of information.
I'm
I
sorry.
don't know,
man.
dude. Don't look at me.
Are you putting yourself in?
Yeah.
I'm so glad that
I'm
I'm
putting
not
myself
the
in.
leader for the next.
I'm gonna put you in.
You can trust
That's
me.
3.
All right.
That's it.
Okay. You're a pretty good
But
bluffer.
who else
so.
is on this?
It's myself and Neil.
2, 1. Passes. Nope.
No
No,
doubt.
it
it
doesn't
doesn't.
pass.
Wow, even split.
So.
Wait, hold on. Wait, I don't know. Wait, hold on.
What's the teams? What are the teams?
The end of the table plus me.
I really wish.
No, that's what? Are you crazy?
I'm sorry, Ivan.
Poor Ivan.
I think someone on that end of the table's bad.
Alright. It's my
Agreed.
I
turn,
mean, it's pretty
gentlemen.
likely.
Alright. There's a dragon that's been burning up the farms and the land.
Is it white or red?
It is, in this case, it is blue.
Oh, so it's not one of the 2.
No, those are dead. Those are long dead. What are you thinking?
I don't know. They could come back.
I want to bring on this mission with myself. I want to give our newest recruit, Sir Everett, a chance.
Sir Greg of the old Gregs.
And I hope the rest of you will understand if I bring Sir Neil with me, given our prior successes.
Obviously, if we're wrong, it's over.
Right.
But if we're right, if all 3 of them are good,
Can I just point out he didn't say obviously it's wrong we lose. He said it's over.
because the game ends.
Yeah, but you didn't say we lose as if the good guys.
All right, now you just semantics.
Yeah.
We're stalling.
Yeah,
Don't-
that one was
I'm
so
trying to
close.
figure out if all 3 of you are good guys, do we know for the last quest who's
that's a good question.
good? Like, would we be able to?
Would
100%?
this one help us out?
Well, the problem is
That's
we
true,
can't
but
go
if-
information. You have, as the good guys, we need to
We
win.
have to win.
We would know the
Right.
three of you.
We're good
Yeah,
guys.
you
and then we
definitely
would
know.
And then, but
You'd have to guess who would be out of the three
we
of us.
still wouldn't know for sure between
Yeah.
the three of us.
Because here.
I don't trust Ivan.
It doesn't
I'm
matter,
sorry.
we have
I really
to,
don't
though.
trust Ivan.
I don't trust these eyes either.
Because, like I said, we need to.
Well, then
Hail
again,
Mary
Ivan
right
didn't
now.
say anything
The
last
problem is we can't
Ivan's
go. We can't
very
differ.
That's true.
That's why I've been trying to
Exactly.
do voting. I've been trying to vote for information. That's the only way we can get.
All right, well,
But I need a minute to think about.
I do think that's going to be a problem we're going to have to deal with.
We
when it
only
comes
have
to-
one more chance after.
All right,
Flip it.
Oh,
It passes.
Always the opposite.
I'm
gonna leave
really
now.
paranoid about this.
How fair is the dragon? One person's one
A s-
person.
oh, it's
One
been
wing
crippled.
gone. 2 wings gone.
What's left?
The dragon is slain.
Hey! Okay,
Now we're
I know my voting now. I know my voting
Yes. Good job, Evan.
So now we
Good
know
job.
basically
Yay!
who votes on what. We'll be able to guess, right?
I'm really happy
Assuming that
with
if we get it right the first
Kinda.
time.
Well, we-
oh no, that's not true though.
We
All right.
know now
You choose now.
that it's between the three of us is
No.
our 2 spies.
Yeah. So you're trying
However-
to guess who the good guy is.
Okay, so
One of us
Three
is
of
wait,
one of
who's,
one of
who's
me,
good?
Will and Ivan.
You know,
Oh, right.
the 2 of you and Neil are good.
Okay,
Blue shirts and Greg.
okay.
Ivan,
This is rough,
Jonathan,
because-
or myself
Oh, that's tough.
are all the spies, with one good guy hiding in the mix.
Well, okay, I'm gonna say this
So,
out loud.
good guys, it's up to you to decide. Out of the 3 of us.
I'm gonna say
Who
this
do you
out
trust?
Wait, no, listen, I have a strategy, okay? Good guys, listen. Greg is the last good guy until it gets back to me that we know for sure that is
Yeah.
gonna vote blue. So I say that we just keep saying no on Jonathan and Willie until we get to me and
We can't.
base
Oh, we can.
get information from
But
those.
then
votes.
everybody's just gonna vote no.
Yeah, that, you shouldn't have said anything. But, like, Neil, if you didn't
Well,
say...
no, because then
Neil,
they would have still.
Well, yeah, no, Neil-
no one would have done anything.
Neil, if
I'm
you
going
didn't say
to
anything, I
follow
would
my
agree.
heart.
All right.
But
It's still just 100% again. Just who do you trust? Out of
So
the
who's
three
the
of
team?
us?
Give the shields
You have
out.
a 1 in 3 chance.
So do you know who we're
Well,
having?
first, you know the three of
All
the
right.
shields.
So just give the 3 of us
Yeah.
shields and then shoot.
I think I'm going to go with Will. I can't choose between the 2 of them.
Okay.
I have no idea.
I'm gonna
how.
reject it.
Will has a nice face.
No one
does.
has ever said that before.
What do you think?
I
Neil?
don't know. I'm scared.
Oh, wow.
So the good guys should
Wait.
veto
I'm sorry for
until we
yelling at
get.
Well, I'm picking
Willie
the
on.
exact.
yeah,
I'm
it's
picking
all
the
right.
3 of them and me.
All right.
I'm pretty sure John is the other one.
There's
Yeah,
no,
I think Jonathan's
the other good guy, you
spy,
think?
The
yeah.
bad guy. I think
Then
Will's
reject
the
it,
good
so
guy.
Yeah.
I'm voting.
Because he rejected
Yeah.
it, you're saying?
No, Greg.
No.
Greg, scroll up.
I'm rejecting.
Because
rejected.
Ivan rejected.
He's accept.
And he accepted
Oh,
this.
They're
right.
definitely the spies. They're
Yeah.
definitely the
Ivan
spies.
also doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah,
half
okay.
the time when
I'm
he
choosing
walks.
these 2 and these 2.
Okay.
I'm approving for this. I think
I'm
the 4 of us
approving.
are the good people. I think it's us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got it. Nailed it.
All right.
Look at Jonathan's face.
No, there's no face.
So I did the right
Hey,
thing
your
when I
face
turned that
when
one
you
down.
find out
All
he's
right.
a spy.
All right, shuffling.
Oh no, I'm scared now.
1,
1.
2, 3, 4.
Why don't you approve me? What's wrong with you? Hey, you! Reject me!
All right, now
We could have
assassin.
easily swung it.
Because at the last round, wouldn't we want one of us in there to
He's got a good point.
cancel it?
Yeah, and the way you
That's
get
actually.
one of
I
us
realized
in
he
there
started
is if you
voting
tell
on the 2
them
votes. That's why I
they
put on
know
the
you're a
team and he
spy.
approved it. That's how I was just
So
like.
if you approve me,
Okay,
they
I'm
know
pretty sure
I'm the
Alice
other
is good
spy.
then.
Whatever.
All right, so assassin.
No, whatever.
Assassin.
We have to. I'm the assassin. We have to decide who we think Merlin is. I think it's Greg.
No!
All right.
I was a faceless
It was
servant.
Alice.
You know!
That's why I said this side of the table.
Yes, it was me.
And that's why I hated when the second round was the 3 of you. Like, no, I want you
Which
guys
makes you
separated.
Percival.
Well, that's because you're Percival. I had a feeling you were Percival.
Oh well.
I actually thought it was. I thought you were the assassin, but
I
okay.
was
In the first part of our discussion, we went over the basics of the original Resistance game, and just now you watched us play Avalon. And of course, Avalon really came along and completely changed the game for us.
Right.
I think I remember when it first came out, I kind of thought, I have the Resistance. I don't really need Avalon. And I think you got it for me for something for birthday.
No, I did, yeah, because it got promo cards with it for the regular Resistance, which you never use because it's all just deviant artwork.
Yeah, but anyway, you got that, and we tried playing it, and we never looked back from that. It was actually weird playing the original Resistance for this video because I really think it improves
Pretty much,
on it in every way.
what it did is it took the original Resistance, looked at Mafia that has all the roles and be like, why don't we put that in here?
Yeah, and especially after playing the Resistance so many times, which we have, it adds so many more interesting layers. There's so much more to chew on, with really not even that much. Even just the addition of Merlin and the Assassin is enough to completely change the game.
If you don't know what the roles are, the basic ones, like we'll just say those two are really the basic guys. There's Merlin, who actually gets to see who all the spies are. Kind of a big deal. However, the bad guys now have an assassin, which at the end of the game, if they lose, they still have a chance to win if they can guess who Merlin is.
Yeah, so
Merlin can't just say, spy,
right.
spy.
Totally different end game. Also much more interesting, because I will say that's probably one of the flaws of maybe any version of Resistance is sometimes, it depends on your perspective, but it can be a little less fun if you don't have a role. Because if sometimes you feel like you have nothing to do.
You know what?
Yeah,
I love being, because there's so many times I'm like, all right, I'm not a bad guy, I'm just a regular blue guy, I don't have to worry about shit.
No, it definitely is. It can be tough to be Merlin, and it's hard to figure out how you're supposed to approach that. There's a lot of different ways you can go.
Like we said, those are basic, there's more. For example, in this game, I was Percival.
Right.
Who actually gets to see who Merlin is, but also one other character, Morgana, whose special is getting to trick Percival.
Tricking Percival, yeah. So
I saw two characters, and I know this is the fun part with Percival. It's not just knowing one's Merlin. You know one of them's bad. So then you're like, those two people, I'm focusing on whatever they do.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting stuff at play there. I find, I always try to, if I'm a bad guy, I always try really hard to be vocal and play out strategies as if I weren't a bad guy.
Well, that's actually, I mentioned earlier, one of the reasons why I do decide to always blame you as a spy. It's just so I have a common trend going on that I know I can always go back on when I am bad.
Right. And the other thing that this game adds, which sort of, in a way, replaces the plot cards that we talked about earlier.
But in a much more, I think, understandable and interesting way.
Is, which we didn't actually use in this video, is that there's the Lady of the Lake, which after certain rounds, whoever has that ability gets to look at someone's card.
No. What it is
right.
If I have the Lady of the Lake, I think it's after the second or third round, I could go, Jonathan, what team are you affiliated with? And he doesn't show everyone. He secretly takes two cards and shows me if he's red or blue. Now, whether I'm red or blue, I have the option to lie.
Right.
What Jonathan's role is.
So you don't know if I'm Merlin or not, but you might know I'm a good guy. And it definitely adds a lot to it. And then whoever you look at, they get to look at someone next. So you got to be careful.
And they can never look at whoever had it before.
Right.
Which I think is really interesting then, because then a lot of times, like for example, if I have the Lady of the Lake, it's sort of like, I want to see who you are, but if I'm really sure you're a spy, I don't want to give.
Well, it's like we have our one friend Garrett, who's probably seen some videos. Is very analytical, and I know, like, if I'm a spy and he's not, I never want to look at his card, because giving him any kind of information is the worst thing for me. I also want to get to him. This applies to both Resistance games. And his trend that he started,
his voting is to make a team and then to vote against your own team solely to see how other people vote, which is a very good strategy, and I do. In fact, I did it in this Resistance and this particular app, not the Resistance, the Avalon one, which helped me decipher who was a spy.
Well, now,
because I was Percival, I remember it was near the end, and I voted to see, and I voted particularly to see how the two people who I knew, one was bad, because I was Percival, one was Merlin, one was Morgana. And sure enough, the Morgana voted against her for a mission, which I knew had a spy on it.
Right. Yeah, and it's kind of gone full circle sometimes too, because now it's almost like if everyone doesn't veto the first like 3 missions, then you just assume they're spies, because it's so then again it's that meta game where everything's constantly
Well, once again, that's very interesting, because it definitely depends who's in your group. I'm sure, I don't think we've had it too much of a time, but I can imagine there'll be times when you're like, please don't let this person be Merlin. Let's just give it a whole way. Or if you're a bad guy, please let this person be Merlin. I'll know who he is right on the spot.
I'll be honest. In the Avalon game, when I opened my eyes and Ivan was the other spy, I was like, oh man.
I can't wait for him to watch this.
He won't watch this. but I was just like, no. Although
I like how both games just such a how you responded. Like when you saw me, you're like, yeah. And you're just like, no.
yeah, so that can be a fun experience. Although I think we did pretty well to the end.
I do. No, you guys did very well. It was very close.
It really came down to like one thing that Ivan did.
No. The other thing we should mention is that technically everything that's in Avalon is now available for Resistance.
No, that is very important because that is the other really big difference, which we didn't even talk about, is the theme. Mm-hmm. And I know part of the thing with Avalon was I love the gameplay, but I kind of prefer the sci-fi theme of the original. So, like you just said, now with expansions, they actually pretty much did add Avalon into the original.
There is one thing. I mean, I love Arthurian lore. Don't get me wrong. But to me, I mean, I love the idea of it. I don't know it all that well.
Right.
I'm going to say that up front. So if you know well, don't yell at me for... I don't feel the trader mechanic it feels as well as I did when I'm playing with the Resistance mechanic.
I think the big difference, I think we talked about this too, is that it makes a lot more sense to be a spy amongst the group, like you're a mole, like you're a hidden agent, versus, I wonder who Merlin is. The guy in the white beard and the blue hat.
I think we did joke. It was like, no, I'm Steve. I'm Steve.
I guess they're using magic or whatever.
But
yeah, no, it definitely feels like they adapted.
But like we said,
fits in that universe
better. I think Resistance is what they got the basic gameplay down, and when they tried on things didn't work. Avalon is where they got the extra stuff work well. And now that we have the new expansions we'll try out, we can see how they pulled through with the Resistance.
So I would say for people who don't know which one to buy,
Avalon would definitely be my
choice. It's either Avalon or the original, but get the two expansions with it.
The only reason is I know that it's Hostile
Intent and Hidden Agenda.
I don't know what's in which one, so that's the only reason why I'm not suggesting.
I can't compare. I would say both.
And that's the reason why I'm suggesting Avalon. It's simpler to just say one product.
True. And technically, the nice thing about Avalon too is if you want, you can take out the extra stuff.
We also didn't mention some of the other roles Avalon has.
Right, which
are interesting.
There's some pretty, some of them make it so one person doesn't know who the other bad guys are.
And one is that he doesn't reveal himself to Merlin even though he's bad.
It can get, and it can also get complicated when you're using every role and the spiel at the beginning takes about 15 minutes to get there. And I'm like, did I say everything? We also haven't talked about times where someone accidentally opens their eyes or reveals too soon and you gotta just start the whole process again.
I forget, there's one time, I know I'm the one who screwed up. I think I said something really stupid or obvious. I can't remember what it was, but I just remember being like, and we're like, wait a minute. And then I'm like, oh no.
And this is another one where it's the minimum is 5 players. We definitely think 6 or 7 is
not as bad
base.
as some other ones, I'd say.
Not as bad, but
no, because I definitely think you want to have that good. Well, first of all, I really like it when you have the round where 2 spies have to fail to have to be in it.
I agree.
Because I think once you hit that point, it makes it a lot more interesting. Not really even easier, it's just interesting because then there's a lot. First of all, it gives
there's more to think about.
While it does make it harder for the spies to win that round, so they can't win 3 rounds in a row. That still doesn't super help the good guys because the spies could still be in. It's just.
And the Lady of the Lake also is only used with 7 or more players, and so I think 7 really is. That's when that stuff comes into play.
No, because I love the Lady of the Lake. I think that makes things really interesting.
Yeah.
Because especially what's great is like we mentioned, Resistance, the meta gaming between 2 spies of outing another spy, for example. Mm-hmm. Now let's say I had Lady of the Lake. I'm going to pass to a fellow spy.
Right.
And I might still go, though, he's a spy. And then you're like, he's lying.
Yeah. There's so many head games.
Which is why, but it doesn't make it like, I remember the plot cards. I can't remember the exact words, but I remember a lot of times we'd have to stop. But I hate it when there's certain games which no matter what when you're playing it, you have to stop and be like, hold on, let me read the rule book.
Right.
In a game like this, there's certain games that's okay because you're taking a turn so you can do it when it's not your turn. But in a game like this was just constantly dynamic, you're always supposed to be talking.
You don't want to mess up that flow.
No, and especially in a game where especially in trader games.
If
someone asks for a rule book, usually.
Need to know the rules, do you? You know, you just want to succeed the missions.
Wait,
you don't?
Wait, why are you trying to look up things about whether raptors can shoot each other?
but the Vipers. Raptors are different. I also think at the opposite of the spectrum, 9 or 10 people I think is too many. I don't really enjoy more than 8 when we've played it a few times with this. I think it becomes too busy and there's too much going on.
One thing I want to mention, that I should have brought this up. When I was at PAX East, I was staying with a friend, and he'll play these games a lot more than I do. In fact, I should have brought this up in the coup talk. I think I did, but he told me his strategy in coup and what happens with his group and how his meta has actually shifted, in particular involving the Duke, hence why too many Dukes. But I went out for a bit, like to get something to eat, I think, or something. I came back, and he's playing a game of Resistance, and it was really interesting to watch because this was about like 10 people sitting at a table, but they're all strangers, really, maybe like a couple pairs.
Well, that's another.
So this was a really amazing meta to watch.
Yeah.
Like this is the kind of game, if you do it to go to Vengeance a lot, I would highly suggest bringing. Because this is the kind of game where you sit down with just a bunch of strangers when you're in line, and then all of a sudden everyone's just looking at each other because you already like don't know each other.
That's fascinating. That because we always play with the same, it's usually similar groups. But yeah, imagine like just having like a dinner party of
that's like I said.
Strangers.
It was so much fun. This definitely goes on my list. There's certain games which I want to call my convention or travel games. And like we mentioned, Spyfall is one of them for traveling. I'm sure I agreed because I don't know how you can just 2 rooms and a boom because some of the numbers that they ask for is just I don't know how you're gonna get otherwise.
Right.
But like this is just one of those games. It's just so perfect to drop in. Like late at night, maybe you're at a hotel, you see a bunch of people. Hey guys, you want to play Resistance?
And anytime we ever have a game night, if there's 6 or more people.
It
always will come out because it's fast. Everybody can agree on it.
Like I said, even though you said in the beginning, I think it's one of the best trainer mechanics in terms of without having people needing to take a break. I mean, even though
your mileage may vary.
Yeah, your mileage, and depending on your group, of course. But it's one that usually, unlike most Betrayal games, usually you play it partly because of this. You're done afterwards. You can play another round. I think it's fun to play with or without people. I mean, people you know. I missed a word in there.
Probably not the best game solo.
No. Who's the spy? No, but like it brings just different meta. It's not like there's certain games which I can think of which playing with strangers stink because it's like usually it's more comedic games because like they don't get my jokes or something.
Right.
Or like hey, Challenger explosion like in Apples to Apples. I know some groups find that hilarious, other groups it's not. Which is always really funny to see how people's metas in that. In this, I don't think that's the case. I think it's just like, for example, the Garrett voting method would be amazing if you're in a group with people who don't know it.
Right.
Compared to seeing how people will vote it, because you know what people are.
And especially, also just even your own strategies are going to change so much from your first game to your 40th game, and then to your 60th game.
And that's not including how you make your role changes.
There's a lot going on. Yeah. So basically, we really like both versions of the Resistance, and happy to keep playing new stuff.
To me, it's definitely, especially with Avalon. I'd say once Avalon hit the table, it's been I would almost call it a gamer party game. Like it's short, simple game we can take out, like we said, when we have that many people. But it's not like the brainless. There's certain games where you don't.
No, yeah. There's meat there. Absolutely.
Like certain people we have in our group who don't like those games. This is one they don't mind too much.
Yeah. So I recommend it to pretty much anybody, unless you like really just don't like bluffing, lying games, or you just don't have a group bigger than 4 people or something.
Right. Let us know.
Definitely pick it up.
Let us know in the comments down below, and don't forget that subscribe button that's also down there.
Yeah.
Don't worry, that definitely proves you're a good guy.
Yes. Spies don't subscribe.
That's true.
You can also email us, rollforcrit@gmail.com, if you want to suggest a game for the future, or just tell us what you think about the Resistance or anything else we talked about today.
Maybe if you have some really great spy stories or non-spy stories.
Please give those to us. We'll read them for you on our podcasts. Don't forget to check out our website, rollforcrit.com, where we sell both versions of the game and the expansions, plus more fun videos like this one where we play other games with other spies and magic and
so many different games,
wizardry,
and of course news. Our Twitter page, we have a Twitter link there, so all our tweets at Roll4Crit, which of course you can contact us there. Just so much good stuff.
Oh, it's the best.
But for now, I'm Will Keeler.
I'm Jonathan Estes, and you've been watching Roll4Crit Playback.
All right. What's our first mission?
Our mission is to we have to find hair growth formula for Jonathan.
It's not
Okay.
going in the video. That's not going.
All right,
Yes,
let me
it
get
is.
another one. Let me get another one.
No is the no symbol.
Yes.
Thank you for clarifying.
Please tell me that hasn't come up.
I'm pretty sure it has. And probably with Ivan. Probably why he remembers.
Call in this number.
That's
Well, it's,
so it goes to Alice next.
I'm telling you, saboteur! Dude.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Spit take.
Little bit, he spit on me. I'm gonna pick you too.
Us too.
I don't think Bono and the Edge are even playing.
Alright.
It's not gonna be.
You keep making that joke.
Well, you keep setting me up for it. What am I supposed to do?
Alright,
Well,
guys.
I made the. I set you up.
Brofist.
Brofist.
All right, everyone, eyes. Oh, nice. Okay. All right.